All right, so today let's start with the title of the article in which we see one of our vocabulary words. The title is A Status Report on the Self-Driving Car Project. Now the noun status, spelled S-T-A-T-U-S, status, is the situation at a particular time, especially in an argument or a discussion. So in the article, the status is telling us what the situation the self-driving car is in at this moment. For example, the two presidents are meeting now, but we won't know the status of the trade deal until they're finished.
Status 在文章当中是现况的意思。Okay, what's the next part?
So the first part of our status report in today's article is going to tell us what's been finished in the project so far. The article says completed. So far, the project has produced 2 prototypes of self-driving cars.
So don't forget the word prototype, which we learned yesterday. It's the first type of product before many others get made.
That's right. Now let's find out a bit more about what these prototypes can do. The article says both of these cars can drive by themselves on closed courses. Okay, so now we need to look at closed course. This is a special area where the cars can practice driving. We call it a closed course because other vehicles are not allowed in the same area. We always test things in a closed course before we take them public because if they don't work properly, they may cause harm or injury to people or the environment around them.
A closed course 试车场，试车场呢是 closed 关起来的，不让外面的车辆进入。这样一来啊，未上市的车子呢才可以在这个 course， 也就是跑道或者是场地当中试车，不会伤到人或其他的车辆。
Now, next in the status report, the speaker explains, our team has created our own technology in order to do this. Now, the noun technology, spelled T-E-C-H-N-O-L-O-G-Y, technology, means new machines, equipment, and ways of doing things based on modern knowledge of science and computers. For example, because of modern technology, it is possible to pay all your bills on the internet.
Technology 科技简称 tech， 例如我们常听到的 high tech 就是高科技的。
Now we also saw the phrase in order to. When we use this phrase, we're saying that someone does something so that something else will happen. Now in the article, the company has created technology so that they can test the self-driving cars in the closed course. Another example, Allison practiced the violin every day in order to try out for the school band.
In order to 为了要，有时呢我们会看到 in order 被省略掉了。例句中呢我们也可以这么说 Allison practiced the violin every day to try out for the school band.
Right. Now let's find out what technology they created. The article says, both cars have shown that they can drive in many different types of weather, including rain and snow.
So the company did some tests which showed that their cars could drive in bad weather like rain and snow.
Right. So they created the machines that would make the rain and snow and use these machines to test the car with.
That's really interesting. What are they going to do next?
That question brings us to the next part of the status report, which is the to-do section, or things we still have to do section. The article says, to do. The next step is to test our self-driving cars on the open road. So that means they're going to take the cars out of the closed course and start testing them in public on the roads with other vehicles.
To drive on the open road instead of the closed course doesn't sound easy. The status report explains why. It says, right now we are looking for the best places to do this.
So that's why this is still on the to-do list. The company is looking for places to try this. Now let's find out what kind of things they're looking for. The article says, we want to choose areas without too many people for our early trials.
This must be because they are worried about safety.
That's probably it. Now, the status report continues by telling us why. It says, if we have an accident on the open road, we'll return the cars to the closed courses for more testing. Now, that makes sense. So they're making sure that if there's an accident, there will be as little damage as possible to the car, the environment, and the public.
And they'll fix a problem that causes the accident by testing the cars on the closed course again, so that they won't cause any more accidents on the open road because of that problem.
Right. Now that brings us to the third part of the status report, which talks about things that the company has to be worried about moving forward. The article says, concerns. Safety is the #1 issue with self-driving cars. Now we see the noun concern here, C-O-N-C-E-R-N, concern. A concern is a particular thing that makes you feel worried, which we can describe with the adjective concerned. For example, some modern-day concerns are the levels of pollution, global warming, and the threat of war.
Concern 在文章当中指的是关心、担心的事情，是一个可数名词。There are some ways that we can describe our concerns in life.
Now we can also use concern in the following ways. We could say a major concern or a minor concern. Major means it's very important. Minor means that it's not something to get too worried about. There's also express concern or voice concern. This is when you tell someone what you're concerned about. And finally, we can say something causes concern or is a cause for concern. We use this to explain that something is making us feel worried.
The word concern can also be a verb. For example, the little boy's health concerns his family. Concern 当动词的时候呢，是使人担心的意思 like worry. The little boy's health worries his family. Another way to use concern as a verb is be concerned about somebody or something. For example, I'm concerned about your safety. It means I'm worried about your safety.
Right. Good. Now let's take a look at the noun issue, spelled I-S-S-U-E, issue. Now an issue is a subject that is often discussed or argued about. Here, the issue is safety, which means that they need to discuss self-driving cars and safety more. Another example, the government is meeting this week to discuss the issue of unemployment.
Issue 议题，也就是被关注讨论的事项。The issue of unemployment 失业议题。
So safety is the first issue. Let's see what the second one is. The status report says, our cars run with closed computer systems. Now here we see closed computer systems. That's a similar idea to the closed course. The article tells us more by saying, this means no one can gain control of the cars except their owners or our company. Now the phrase gain control of means to get or receive the power to make decisions about something or to get power over the way a machine works. For example, the thief gained control of the bank's alarm through the computer system.
To gain means to get, 得到的意思。To gain control of, 得到控制。那如果是失去控制，我们就会说 to lose control of.
Now the second concern is the closed computer system. Of course, they need to work properly. The status report tells us another issue. Our cars have not had any accidents in the past 6 months.
Well, that's good, but there's got to be more to it than that. I don't think 0 accidents is a major concern or a minor concern.
Good point, but you're right. There's more information. The report says, however, we are constantly improving them for new conditions. All right, now let's look at the adverb constantly, spelled C-O-N-S-T-A-N-T-L-Y, constantly. This means always or regularly. That means the company is regularly checking the car for problems with different driving conditions.
Constantly, 不断地，也就是 non-stop 的意思。The company keeps testing their cars and making them better. Are there any other issues?
There's one more issue to talk about. The report says, right now, our cars are not energy efficient enough, so we are still working hard to improve that. Now here we see the adjective efficient, spelled E-F-F-I-C-I-E-N-T, efficient. Now something that is efficient works well without wasting money, time, or resources. For example, this new computer is much more efficient than my slow old one.
Efficient 有效率的字首呢，如果加上 inefficient 就是没有效率的。The article here talks about their cars are not energy efficient，也就是在能源方面呢是没有效率的。不节省能源的意思。
So the cars waste a lot of energy for now, but they're still working on that. Now, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's article, so let's get to today's For You Chat question.